Usually I don't like saying this is wrong, that is right, but I want to help you learn how to do makeup better so you can enhance your features and get a smooth makeup application. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Raquel and I'm here to teach you everything that I know about makeup. Today is all gonna be about 3 easy steps that you can implement in your makeup routine right after watching this video. So let's just get into it. Step 1, hydration is key. You need a hydrated base if you want a smooth makeup application. Period. I don't care if you have oily skin, dry skin, combination skin. We all need some sort of hydration. If you are oily, maybe you prefer a water gel-based moisturizer. While if you have dry skin, you might want a thicker and richer cream consistency. I'm telling you, don't skip this step if you actually want to see some changes in your overall makeup. I know it's tempting and that it looks like other tips might help you more, but please trust me on this one and don't skip it, because if you actually do this step, everything's gonna run a lot more smoothly. Step number 2, or tip number 2, is choose the right shades. Choose the right shades not only for the foundation but also for the concealer, the bronzer, and even blush. How to know your right shade can be very tricky sometimes. I'm sure you've heard to look at your veins or to check if you suit more gold jewelry or silver jewelry in order to identify your undertone, but I still find those methods confusing, to be honest, but mostly because I think I'm neutral, so I can pull a little bit of everything, so it's hard to identify. So what I recommend is just start swatching foundations. For example, if I have to find a foundation, I wouldn't swatch it on my face nor on my neck. I would do it on my shoulder, and you'll be like, why? Usually my face and my neck don't match my body because I use lots of SPF every day, and I also do retinol. That keeps my neck and my face a lot lighter than my body overall. But when I do my makeup, I like to, match everything and have a uniform color. In order to do that, I swatch things on my shoulder, which is a nice representation of my actual skin tone. Let's do a little swatch on this foundation here. Can you see this foundation? Well, this skin tint in this case matches my shoulder. Just to show you, it doesn't really match my actual face. But when I blend it out, everything is gonna look more seamless. But if we blend that out, suddenly everything looks fine. So you have to work with your overall body, not just your face, because it wouldn't make sense. Once you've swatched a few different shades and you've found your shade, check the name of the shade. Usually they will say something like 50N or 40C or 60W. N goes for neutral, W goes for warm, and C goes for cool. So if you check your best match and it says, for example, 60W, means you're probably warm. What I would do after that is search that foundation shade on their website and see if they have a little description to this shade. So sometimes they'll be like warm neutral with golden undertone, blah blah, something like that. And that means you're gonna get closer to your actual undertone, your shade match, etc. By now you already know your undertone. So now you have to check for a concealer that has the same undertone. Warm, warm, cool, cool, neutral, neutral. That's basically it. If you want a more natural appearance, check one that's just a couple of shades lighter than your foundation. Or if you want a bright under eye, feel free to go a few shades lighter. The important thing here is that the undertone is the same. Same thing applies for the bronzer. If you have a cool undertone, you should find a more cool tone bronzer, because if you put a very warm bronzer, that's just gonna look extremely orange on you. Basically the same thing will happen if you have a warm undertone and you put a very cool tone bronzer on you. It's gonna look ashy or grayish because the undertones don't match. For the blush, it happens something similar as well. If you have a cool undertone, blushes like blue pinks are gonna look best on you. And if you have a warmer undertone, peaches, brick oranges, reds will look best on you. But I just want to point out something real quick. Makeup's here to experiment. If you want to put a very warm bronzer on your cool tone undertone, that's completely fine. If you want a very cool tone blush on your warm complexion, that's also a look. Like, makeup, it's to experiment, to try new things. Nothing's actually wrong or right. I'm just putting the theory out there, okay? And then you can actually do whatever you want. Hopefully you get what I mean. Third step is that your skin type needs to work hand in hand with the finish that you want. Let me say that again for you. Your skin type needs to work hand in hand with the finish of the makeup that you want. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. What do I even mean by this? Let me put an example, otherwise this is gonna get really confusing. So let's say I have dry skin, okay? And today I want to do a soft matte complexion and have a soft matte finish. So obviously I'm grabbing all the matte foundations, all the matte concealers, all the powder products that I have, and just throw them on. Well, wrong. That's gonna work against me. In the matter of a couple of hours, my skin is gonna be dry, it's gonna be patchy, it's gonna be so tight and uncomfortable, so I won't be able to enjoy my soft matte complexion. I have dry skin and I want matte finish. I need to choose my products and layer them in the appropriate order so I can maintain my matte finish fresh and not dry looking on my dry skin. So I will need to choose a nice rich cream and apply that so I can address my skin type. Then, in my opinion, I will go with all hydrating makeup products. Creams, liquids, all that good stuff. That way I'm going to ensure that my skin is gonna be hydrated all day. Then I would just powder everything with a very light hand, getting a nice soft matte finish. And since I have dry skin, my oils won't peek through throughout the day. So that matte finish is gonna maintain throughout the day while keeping my skin hydrated underneath that powder. And this goes for any skin type and any makeup finish that you want. If you have oily skin and want a dewy finish, if you have dry skin and want a dewy finish, if you have oily skin and want a matte finish, just think about address your skin type and then decide what finish you'd like to achieve, and think about how you get to that, taking into account your skin type. If you'd like me to help you with your specific case, you can let me know below your skin type and your preferred makeup finish, and I will try to tell you how I would do it. I think these tips are a really nice starting point. If you get these sorted out, the rest will be a lot easier. If you found this video helpful, I think you'll like my video on how to actually apply makeup or the one on how to elevate your makeup game. I would love to know your thoughts on these makeup tips in the comments below. I really hope you learned something new. Please don't forget to tell me any makeup topics that you'd like me to talk about so I can make a video on that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!